Hey guys, welcome to No Ordinary Woman Chat Show. I'm your host, Miss Kazmak. Now guys, if this is your first time tuning into No Ordinary Woman Chat Show, let me tell you what you will find on this station. Now, No Ordinary Woman Chat Show, we meet some amazing no ordinary women that are living within our society who are doing amazing works. Now, some of you may or may not know about them, but on this show, you're going to get an insight about who they are and what they're about and how they started. Also to inspire you to become who God created you to be. Now, what I need you to do is a couple of things. Right. First of all, I need you to subscribe. Press that YouTube button and subscribe to the channel and share. Sharing is caring. So don't be tight now. Keep it all to yourself. And also, I need you to get real comfortable. Get yourself a nice hot drink or a cold drink. If it's kind of cold outside, well, then you definitely need a hot cold. But until then, I need you to watch this break and join me on the other side to meet the no ordinary woman that we have in the studio. See you in a bit. Hi guys, thank you for subscribing to No Ordinary Woman Chat Show. We are so excited because we come bearing great news. We have an upcoming event. No Ordinary Woman Chat Show presents Coach Carla Consultancy.
Hey guys.
It's going to be happening on the 25th of March and it's going to be at Holiday Inn in Bloomsbury. So Carla, tell the people what's going to be happening at the event.
Okay, the event is going to be packed. Absolutely packed with inspiration, purpose and intent, because I'm going to be facilitating a vision board experience. So you're going to come with your images, we're going to have arts and crafts there that you can use, and guys, you are going to come with purpose and intent to create your vision board masterpieces.
Of your vision, your life.
Your life.
Now we have an amazing no ordinary woman. Her name is Adria Ramsey. If you guys remember back in season 1, Adria Ramsey, the pastor's wife, right? She's going to be sharing a message which is going to stir you guys up. It's going to leave you spellbound. Now, in order for you to find out what the message is going to be about, you need to come to the event.
Absolutely.
So we've done a special code for you because we just love you so much and we need you to be there so that you can really step out to create the vision for your life. So what is the promo code? It's going to be viewers. So it's be NOW for No Ordinary Woman viewers, and that's what you have to enter into Eventbrite with No Ordinary Woman Chat Show presents Coach Carla Consultancy. So if you go into Eventbrite right now, you'll see the little information running down there. So ensure that we will see you there so you can also get to meet the No Ordinary Women that have been on the show. Some of them will be in attendance. So it's going to be a fabulous day. So we look forward to seeing you in reality. See you then.
Bye guys.
Hey guys, thank you for not going anywhere but staying with me. Okay, so I told you just before the break that we have an amazing no ordinary woman on the show with me. Now her name is Giscombe and she is a transformational empowerment speaker, a certified coach and a mentor. Now I'm not going to go on too much about who Christine is because I want Christine to just take the platform right now. And Christine, welcome to No Ordinary Woman Chat Show. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
You are so beautiful. Oh my gosh, your hair, your makeup, the dress. Yo, hold on a second. You trying to take my stage here? Like, you trying to take the platform? It's all right because you can take it because it's all about you. So, Christine, do tell our viewers about yourself and about Want to Excel and how your journey began.
So, my name is Christine Giscombe, as I said, and I'm a mentor, I'm a coach and a speaker, but I wasn't always that way. I was a young lady that got pregnant at a very early age, and that brings disappointment and that brings shame as well because you think that you've just done so wrong, and that had its own challenges because I, becoming a young mother, didn't even know who I was, didn't know my potential, didn't know my value, didn't know my destiny or my purpose. And as I became an older woman, through my life experiences I found my voice. And I'm also a Christian, but God had a way of using my experience to walk through, to inspire, to tell my story without shame, to bring me through a healing process, and I now go back and become the woman that I needed when I was young.
Amen to that. That's amazing. So in regards to you said that, you know, you had your first child at a younger age. Roughly how old was you?
I was 17.
17, okay. So what kind of adversity did you actually face at the time?
There was the disappointment of my parents.
Yeah.
There were words spoken over me just saying, well, that's it, your life's over. You will never amount to anything. No one will really love you. And I believed that.
Yeah.
I believed that. I wore it as a coat, and that was my comfort. I didn't actually try to see what my potential was. I got married at the age of 18 and had another child by the age of 21. So at the age of 21, I was a mother.
Yeah.
And that was the only thing I knew to be. Who was Christine? Like, I don't think I was at a place where I cared who Christine was. I just knew that I was a mother and I had to look after 2 children. Didn't really know me.
Yeah.
Didn't really know me.
And also, you wouldn't have really lived, because obviously having a child at 17, you know, you're a child yourself.
That's
do you know what I
right.
mean? Kind of thing.
Never raved, never partied, never been to a pub, never went anywhere.
Wow.
Went straight from school, became a mother. There are some funny stories about when I got married. I went to a party, got home at 5 o'clock and thought, well, I've wasted the night now. So I didn't know that people used to go home and sleep. I just got up and carried on.
Wow.
Lack of sleep, because I danced it away.
Yeah. And obviously you got children to look after, so you ain't got time for sleeping.
So I've not got no time to sleep. It wasn't until I was very much older that I realised, like, you go to a party, you go home and you sleep. But I didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
I didn't feel that I missed out in life. I have 2 wonderful young men as sons. I'm a grandmother now to 3 grandsons, and I'm very proud of my journey. I'm not advocating it to everybody, but we're not perfect.
Yeah.
We're a work in progress.
Yes.
And God works with us no matter what state. And that I've found to be a beautiful part of my journey. And you forgive words that have been spoken, but you forgive yourself as well.
Absolutely, because the thing is, you know, in regards to what you're saying about the words that were spoken to you and everything else, and do you find it's sometimes because, you know, like even with our parents, it's that lack of education. Not even lack of education, but it's that understanding that it doesn't mean because, you know, I've got a child or whatever direction and route that you choose in life, it doesn't necessarily mean it's the end, because if it was the end, you wouldn't still be breathing, you wouldn't still be here, right?
I think for our parents, especially my generation of parents, education was so important to them, and your parents are proud of your achievements. And I was a good child at school with the education. I didn't really have to study. I could wing it and get by. And I think that they do believe that that is the end, but it's the terminology, it's the words that they use. And through my life experience, I'm able now to go back and say to parents, you know, we have to be very, very careful about the words we speak.
Of course.
About our children.
Yeah.
Because it just takes a seed. And it wasn't necessarily my parents that had spoken and said that you won't achieve. It's just they were so disappointed. And there is something inside them that dies when that happens. You know, with a boy doesn't bring a baby home. A girl, you can't really hide that baby.
Yeah.
But there was a love. My parents were Christians, believed, but go to church regardless. But that was the foundation that it took me a while to come back and develop my own relationship with God and to love him for me.
Yeah.
Not because my parents expected me to. And being out in the world, when you have praying parents, God protects you. There's a grace that is upon your life. I worked. I'd never been out of work. I could always provide for my children. They didn't think that they were poor. And that was a blessing.
Yes.
And it's not until you become older that you realise, my gosh, the importance of having parents that pray regardless of your ups and downs.
Yeah.
They still pray for you and just say, God, you know, I give her to you, or I give him to you.
Yeah.
And I pray for my children now. I pray for my children until they get to a place where they can pray for themselves.
That's
I don't
amazing.
judge them, but I share, and I'm as open as I can be. We make mistakes, but I will still love you. We make mistakes and God still loves us.
Yes. And I think that's very imperative, you know, because the thing is, like you said, none of us is perfect.
No.
And we have to live by our mistakes,
We
you
do.
know, and that's what really shapes you to become who you are today. I mean, obviously for yourself, you know, you said about, you know, about your voice not being heard and things like that, and finding your voice. And I'm sure now this is where you're going to share and tell us more about Born to Excel. So how did that start?
So my voice, I found that as a young child, every time I spoke, there was a consequence. So I didn't talk because there was a consequence. There was either verbal or abuse. And we're not going to talk about that part, but I'm just saying, for me, I was quiet, and I was what would I say, an incubator of pain. That's how I describe myself. So people would hurt me and I wouldn't speak out. But I didn't know that my story was within me. And our life stories can either empower or disempower. Now, I could use my story to say it was terrible, I didn't believe in myself, it could have gone a different way. We all have our once upon a time. So Born to Excel was a God-given for me. The journey that I'd been on, God showed me that there is something. For a long, long time, there's a passage of scripture, it says, I've given you the voice of the learned to speak a word in season for those who are weary. And I've been an encourager from a child.
Right.
And I was saying, okay, and you know when you get something, it just sits, you think, okay, it's in my voice. I know there is something in my voice. I describe myself now as having a voice of authority, but I wouldn't say that before.
Yeah.
There is a tone in my voice that I wanted to change as a child, but I appreciate it now because of the purpose that I have. And the very first time I told my story, somebody else said, me too.
Wow.
And by saying me too, I was saying, you know, you don't have to stay in that darkness. And that was a young girl. And you don't have to stay in the darkness. But I found by sharing myself and being vulnerable, it allowed her to be open as well. Of
course, yeah.
And it was like, oh my days, Auntie Christine, that's exactly, how did you know?
Yeah.
And I think the danger is that when we get here as women and we are deemed successful in the eyes of onlookers, we don't share our journey. We wasn't always here. You know, we got here by it might have been an adversity, but we believed in ourselves.
Yeah.
And I had to believe that I was born to excel in what God has given me to do. And my purpose is to show somebody else that doesn't believe in themselves because of where they are, because of a decision that they've made, because of a situation, they too are born to excel.
Amen, I love that. You're just ministering to me right now.
It's a gift. God gives us gifts that empowers not just us, but for other people.
Yeah.
And what we have to remember is our gift is not ours. It's not ours.
Yes. Yeah.
It's to give and share.
Share, of course.
To empower, to add value.
Yes.
To give somebody else hope.
Yes.
And I always want my words to bring hope.
Yes. That's amazing. Thank you, Christine. Like, you're just ministering to me right now. I mean, and I'm sure viewers that you are receiving this as well. So just know that there is hope. And also something I want to add as well is that, you know, sometimes when we go through certain things in life, it's not necessarily just for you. Like you said, it's for somebody else. And I always put it down, your story is God's glory.
Absolutely.
You know, because, you know, like sometimes, I don't know if you may hear about people saying, you know, how could God allow this to happen and all these bad things that's happening in the world? But the truth of the matter is there is evil and there is good and there is bad and things like that. And, you know, we also have the authority and control about the things that we do as well as individual, you know, whether we make the right choices or the wrong choices or things like that. But the truth of the matter is it all comes down to self, and that's the reason why there is bad things that may happen is based upon individual choices.
And we don't realise the power of our own personal choice.
Absolutely.
Whether we are fully informed with that choice or not fully informed. And from making a bad choice, I can educate and mentor boundaries, healthy decisions, that they make choices that are not bad, that don't have ramifications on their life, but they're powerful statements. Once they come through that, the forgiveness of self is such a place of liberty, because no one can turn around and accuse you. Even, you know, prostitution, girls that prostitute themselves, you don't really know their story of why they got into it.
Yeah.
So where the Bible says do not judge, this is where it says do not judge, because if you take time out to speak to these people, they had a life, there is a reason. And you can understand their journey, and you meet them at that point and take them on the journey. It's trust.
Yeah.
Before I was a Christian, I never took no notice of anybody because it wasn't about them, it was about me.
Yeah. And
one of my prayers was, God, give me a heart to see people and love them the way that you do.
Yeah.
And that's how, for me, I have seen Born to Excel. I've never advertised. It is somebody else that has heard me speak, mentor, do a workshop, bring a friend. And it's young girls, but they're older women that are coming.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you, do you
older women that are coming? They've brought their children up. They've been in a job for 20 odd years.
Yeah.
They don't know what they can do, but they have so much experience. So my vision moving forward is to get the older generation, the younger generation, my story, your story, our story, because communication is the key to take it forward.
Yeah.
And we don't want to go to the grave with so much wisdom.
Come on.
We don't want to go to the grave with that knowledge, that experience of saying, you know what, I had a baby when I was your age. I didn't die. It wasn't easy. But, you know, we can talk this through. You know, and that is, for me, how I have grown with confidence. I wasn't confident.
Yeah.
I couldn't see the beauty, and I had to ask God, show me how you see me.
Yeah. And that's so crucial, because the thing is, if we don't see ourselves the way that God sees ourselves, I don't think we would actually value who we really are, you know, because I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and we were just talking about relationships, because, you know, obviously with like social media, you know, you can go and do these dating, these Tinder and all this crap. And sorry, I'm just not into it. I just think it's just wrong. That's just my personal view. But I do know that there's some people that have found, you know, their soulmate, their partners, their long life partners on those social media platforms. But one of the things that we were conversating was that, you know, how much she wanted to be in a relationship. You know, she just felt like time was getting ahead of her and things like that. And my thing was, by whose law? Do you know what I mean, kind of thing? And just work and focus on yourself first, rather than trying to join yourself with somebody else. Because once you've attached yourself with someone for the rest of your life, and you don't really know who you are as a person, and you're still battling with, like, say, not being happy and things like that, being with that person is not going to make you necessarily happy.
And it's the solitary times that you really discover what you're made of.
Yeah.
It's when you have no one to talk to. I used to call it the silence of the silence, where there was no noise. If I didn't turn the TV on, there was all you could hear was my heart beating.
Yeah.
And it was in that time that I had to sit down and say, God, you know, I actually need you to speak to me.
Yeah.
I want to hear that whisper. I want to laugh. I want to dance. And God, He smiles. He smiles. But that journey was not easy. You have to know that if you are by yourself, you're going through a particular situation, it is for a reason. It's not for you.
Yes.
It is for that. It's for you that God empowers you. He positions you. He has strategies. He knows who to connect you with.
Yes.
And you share your story. And then when you empower somebody else, then you get that confidence saying, you know, I know who I am.
Yes.
Because I know what He's given me.
Yes.
And I know what I'm meant to do with it. And I will walk in that purpose. Because I only look after God's broken winged angels that need help.
Beautiful.
That need help.
So how can our viewers connect with you? What is your social media platforms?
Right, social media is Christine Giscombe. I have a website, christinegiscombe.com, and you can also, Born to Excel plays a part of that, so it's christine@borntoexcel.co.uk, and that's a personal email. So young girls, they're getting younger and younger, they get in contact with me. You can find me on Facebook, I'm Christine Giscombe, and I have a website, christinegiscombe.com. So I'd invite or encourage, you're not alone, you're so not alone, and it is not over. It's not. God has a purpose for each and every one of you, and He has blessed me with a heart to love. He has blessed me with patience, and He's blessed me that I'm able to communicate in the way that He would want me to communicate with you. He knows things that I don't even know. But when you connect with me, you've connected for a reason. It's by no mistake. And that was what I just wanted to say to anybody that's listening, far and wide. You know, God knows what's in front of you, but He has gifts that He has deposited that those that choose to find out what that gift is, he gives it to them in abundance.
That's amazing. Thank you. So what challenges have you faced while setting up Born to Excel?
Procrastination.
Okay. The P word.
Yes, the P word. And it was so bad that I looked up procrastination. It means to delay or to put off something that needs to be done. And I would put it off. And why would I put it off? Because I didn't believe in myself. And if you're going to move forward, it takes hard work. And sometimes, to be honest, I could not be bothered until I said, you know, God, you've given this to me. And I'm going to put myself here. You've still got to, it's not the spiritual, God's given it to me and it's going to be here. You have to educate yourself. You have to call on your resources. You have to communicate. You have to have a vision of where you're going.
Yes.
All of these things that I teach on, I had to do it myself.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer of vision boards.
Yes, I see that you do
vision
you
board
do workshops. Yeah.
They're amazing. They work. The young people and the mature women that have attended the workshops, they're flying now. They're doing phenomenal things. And so for me, every challenge that a woman faces, I face the same. If I don't believe in myself, then get myself a mentor that is going to push me. Get someone that's going to coach what is inside of me out. Yes, I feel the fear. Yes, I shake.
Yeah.
But I step. And sometimes God just wants you to take that first step. And when you take that first step of faith, there are people with resources that can help you for that vision to become a reality.
But it just needs you to step out.
You have to step.
Yeah, you have to do it.
You can't just stand there and say, I'm waiting for it. You have to take that first step. So, yeah, the year before last, I invested in myself at a huge amount of money, attended workshops, went on mentoring courses for a year, travelled to Bali, went on leadership courses. And God is using those resources and the things that I've learned. He's using them now, and I know that.
That's amazing. That's fantastic. And I love the fact that you said you had to, develop yourself, because I think that's so important, especially if you're going to do anything that's going to involve another person. And there's a song by William McDowell, the change you want to see, it has to start with me, because you can't really make a difference in somebody else's life if you ain't making a difference in yourself. And that means you have to face the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything else, because how else are you going to be able to help somebody else when they're dealing with their ugly and you haven't even dealt with your own? So thank you for that. But also, you're the Branson School of Entrepreneurship.
Yes, I'm a mentor.
Okay, so you're a mentor. So how
so Richard Branson has a School of Entrepreneurship in Jamaica.
Yeah.
And I, about 3 years ago, was looking for mentoring opportunities in Jamaica because I travel there, I'd say about twice a year.
Okay.
And I came upon this website where he was actually just setting up, and I got in touch with them. And I spoke to the chief executive as she was then. I went over and I met her, and I helped to set up some of the mentoring programs.
Oh, so you actually helped?
Yeah, I helped.
Right.
We had phone calls. Should we do it this way? Should we do it that way? And then I had to apply to become a mentor. Right. And anybody can apply. Just
because I know you're on their website, right?
Yeah. Anybody can apply to become a mentor and use their skills. And they're doing different levels of mentoring now. And you can partner with them as well. And that's what I've done.
That's amazing.
I've been in their pool of mentors now for about 3 years.
Wow. That is just like, oh my gosh, you're just so phenomenal on different levels. But your full-time occupation as well. I think this is where we're going to get another bomb just drop in the building, yeah? So, okay, so you're the Director of Finance and Administration in Barristers Chambers.
Yes.
How do you balance? I mean, seriously, I know no ordinary woman can do multiple things, but you're just making me want to step up my game and just go and get, but I've been working in the legal profession now for over 20 years. Right.
And I started very young. I started working on reception and doing admin work for the then senior clerk. And then I moved from that set chambers and did a business management degree course and got my qualifications, and I graduated as a mature student. Mother was very pleased. I got the hat. We did the whole thing.
How was that? I mean, going
amazing
to university as a mature...
No, I did it at the weekend. My kids came to the graduation.
Oh.
It was fun. We went out for a meal. And for me, it was like, Mum, I know I took a long way round, but I did do it. And so she got the proud picture of me on the wall. Very pleased to have its place. But joking aside, it was hard work. I was working full time. I was studying at the weekends, but it was something I wanted to do. And what I found is when you set your mind to do something, there will be opportunities, and you need to be ready for that opportunity when it comes. I didn't even pay for my university degree.
Really?
I didn't pay for it.
So,
I was in a set of chambers, and I always say, sometimes people see in you what you don't see in yourself. And there was something about the way that I worked, and they paid for me to go and study, gave me study time off.
Wow.
And that's
favour.
Was God's
that
favour
is God, man. Oh my gosh. And then even when you think about it, I mean, if that happened when you was a lot more younger, you may not have been ready for that.
I wouldn't have been ready. The kids were old enough, they could look after themselves. And so I was in my 40s when I graduated. So that again,
that's
to
beautiful.
say, don't give up.
Yeah.
Your journey is your journey. Your once upon a time is your unique story. But use your story to empower, not disempower. Even when you're down, you have had to find a way to get up, whether it be talking to yourself, affirmations, going to church, finding your faith, getting a mentor. But there is something inside that will not die, simply because life is life. Life is life, and there is something in us that will not die. It doesn't matter the circumstances. There is something inside that will say, listen, we have to find a way to come out. Whether it's a zigzag journey or whether it's a straightforward, nothing is ever straightforward. But the power is in our stories, in our journeys, the stinking thinking that we have about ourselves. Sometimes God puts us in a place that he highlights something to us that is not very pretty. You think, oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Lord, but I'm so glad that you never brought me up out there.
Yeah.
You didn't expose me, but God is not a God of exposure. He is a loving Father that will take you in a corner and say, okay, fine, you've recognized it. I'm going to help you. You can change. We have that power of choice.
Yes.
I don't like that, so I've decided to change this about me or that about me because this is what I want to become, or this is who I want to become. This is what I want to do. And so it's the legacy that you're leaving behind you for the younger ones to see. And I have to look at myself all the time because I've got grandsons, no granddaughters yet.
Right.
But it's empowering the young boys to be men of standard.
Yeah. And how is that, I mean, raising, young black men as well in this times that we're living in? How was that journey?
I should say that my sons never hid anything from me.
That's good.
So they came in and they told me absolutely everything. It's a spot on their bum. Mum, I've got this spot. What is it? Can you tell?
So they're just open.
No, they'll come. And they are grown men now, and they will still come and lie down on my bed, say, Mum, let me or sit on the floor. We sit on the floor.
Oh, so that's beautiful.
I'm their mother. They respect me as a mother. But my eldest son said something to me, and he said, Mum, you're my best friend. Oh. And he doesn't talk. He doesn't share nothing. You don't get much from him. I tell you everything. I went away that day and I thought, oh my God.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
But I always said to them, I need to know where you are as a single mother growing, because if anything happens to you, I may not be able to help you there, but I know someone that can. And I've always said, honesty is don't lie to me, because I will find the lie. And mothers do find the lie.
Mothers always know.
I couldn't understand how my mum used to know a lie. I'm like, as far as you're concerned, Mum, you've never lied in your life. But you know the lie. You know the lie. You know the lie. Don't lie to me. Tell me the truth, and I will help you. So if things are going off, I know that I can come and get. Don't tell me you're going here and you go there.
Yeah.
So that is how I brought them up, and to this day they're grown men, and they're lovely. They're lovely sons to have, and my grandchildren are the same.
Oh, that's so beautiful. But in regards to something that you said about, your son, he doesn't even really talk, the one that says you're like my best friend and everything else. I'm sure there's some men that are probably watching this show, but what would you also say to a young man or a mature man that maybe even just like struggling just to communicate how he's feeling, maybe going through a really low season in his life as a mother, what would you say to that?
Get in touch with me. I've got male mentors around me. That is something that I'm doing.
Guys, you heard that. You want an invitation.
Get in touch with me. I've started to speak to men. I am not mentoring them because I know that women need to know their identity, their purpose, but the men need to know how to communicate with the girls as well. So I have male mentors around me that do that for a living, and strong male mentors doing
fantastic.
Amazing things. And mothers raising sons is a different subject for a different day, but that so needs attention right now. It really does, because our young men are killing each other with child mentality, and it is sad. It is sad. But there is something that we can start, each one teach one. It starts with that drop.
Yeah.
And it can have a ripple effect. And I know there are men out there doing phenomenal things for young men. But, get in touch. If you're at that place, get in touch with me, and I will put you in touch with male mentors that can help you.
Okay, so guys, make sure you connect with Christine, and if you are struggling, you're going through any challenges, please do not go for it in silence, because at the end of the day, we need you. Do you know what I mean? You are strong. And even if you're watching this program, you're thinking, well, it's a woman chat show, but the fact that you're even here, it just shows it is, God has something for you, and it's not a coincidence that you came on this channel. So do connect with Christine, and also connect with me on any of my social media platforms as well, or even if you click subscribe as well, and just send me a message, and I will ensure that I get in contact and I'll respond back to you. But I do need to wrap up. But before we do wrap up, can you also let us know of any events that you've got coming up?
I have an event in the pipeline. I haven't set the date yet, and it is about mothers and daughters. The name of it is called Generations Entwined. Okay. Your story, my story, our story. I'm looking for mothers and daughters to share, grandmothers and granddaughters to share. And I think there is a platform and a big event that will be coming up, because I know that there is a need, because we're not sharing, we're not talking, the young girls are not talking, and we're keeping that valuable information to ourselves. And the time is now to raise up these queens that we're bringing up, so they grow up and know that they have a value, they have a purpose, there is a future, and they have a hope. So keep your eyes peeled. I've called it Generations Entwined, so now I'm holding myself accountable to the next event, so just watch this space. Okay, fantastic. So guys, make sure you stay locked in with Christine so that you can make sure you're at that event. Okay, so Christine, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been an absolute blessing. Just, oh man, you're just amazing. Really, you are an amazing woman, and I just want to say thank you so much for what you're doing, and doing Born to Excel as well. It's amazing what you're doing for us as women as well, to make us know that our voice is important, and making sure that we know who we are as women, who God created us to be. Thank you. So guys, thank you for tuning in to No Ordinary Woman Chat Show. I hope this program blessed you, because it definitely blessed me. And until next time, I love you. Christine loves you. I love Bye. You. Bye.
Woman, you are the key. It's only natural.